Hey guys, Matt, IronTrap Garage, and we are going to today dig through one of our secret junkyard stash finds. This is from the first wave of vehicles that we drug out of there. This is the one that I'm actually going to try and resurrect, if you will. So I figured we'd kind of start off the video series, if you will, on this car, kind of going around the car, showing you what kind of condition it's in. And as you guys always love to watch, it seems, go through the inside and see what kind of junk we find in there. These cars are always filled with stuff. Every time we go and do a barn find or a field find, there's always a pile of junk inside the car, and you never know what you're going to find. Sometimes it's raccoon shit, sometimes it's neat parts and valuable stuff. So we're going to walk around, show you guys the car, and show you kind of why I think it's really neat and worthwhile saving this one. So let's show you a little closer. All right, so first and foremost, this thing is a deluxe, 39 deluxe. So it has the grill here that makes it look a lot like a 40 standard, but it's a 39 deluxe. And this thing's been changed, modified, a bunch of stuff done to it over the years. But the number one reason that we grabbed this thing, now the hood is still a little stuck. I gotta spend some time trying to unstick the hinges, so we're not going to be able to get it fully open, but hiding under the hood there, this is what's really cool. This thing's an old hot rod. It's got a Y block in it that's been jammed in there under the hood, and it has an adapter plate, as Johnny Cash would say, attached to a 39 trans. You can kind of see the adapter under there, but it's still got 39 trans. One of the guys, George, that's been coming over here lately to hang out on Sunday service, he actually kind of got super excited and was itching to work on something. He was able to bang this thing out of gear, so it actually will now shift. When we pulled this off the trailer, the shifter was stuck and I couldn't get it out of gear when I was messing with it, so we just drug it off the trailer as is, thinking that something was really stuck. But he was able to just kind of work it a little bit and back and forth and got it freed up, and it actually shifts pretty nice now. So as you can see, the dash is actually really nice in this thing. It actually fared pretty well. There is one original gauge there, and then over here some little custom modification, if you will. Robbie, that helped me get the car, actually, that works at the modern salvage yard where these cars were, owned by, basically. He scavenged the banjo wheel, and also he scavenged the 39 taillights for his Model A. I'm not mad, because you know what? He helped me out with building, or getting these cars. So I got some extra 39 taillights, so that's no big deal. And we have a parts car over yonder, another 39 sedan that we got, that has a banjo wheel on it, so we will be able to steal that. So a fun little thing done to this that I don't quite understand is it has dual mirrors on it. It's kind of interesting. I don't know what they were doing, or if they were being funny or what, but we're like peep style square mirrors, so we're gonna probably pull those off, at least one of them. All right, another thing to show you guys is these funky seat covers. So the car has a registration sticker on it, 1962. Looks like it was the last year that it was registered. So maybe these are some Flower Power seats that somebody stitched covers into. So the theme is throughout, actually, believe it or not. So I don't know, maybe it was an interior kit or something custom. The headliner has seen better days, unfortunately. So we're probably gonna just rip the headliner out for now, just to get rid of all the gross fabric that's floating around. Maybe keep the cardboard door cards for templates and make some new ones. I'm not quite sure yet, but that's down the road for now. You can see they put some kind of household carpet down in here, so that is obviously falling apart. Had mice, raccoons, who knows what, living in them. There is some neat old seat belts here. lap belts that somebody added into it, probably in the late 50s, early 60s, when seat belts became kind of a thing. And there's some other neat stuff floating around in here. So I'm gonna go grab a big ass trash bag and start unloading the crap out of here, and of course get some gloves on so that we're not reaching in and grabbing some grossness with our bare hands. But yeah, so I'm gonna get set up here and we'll start cleaning out at least the inside and get it at least so we can kind of see what the floor looks like and see what we're working with and what kind of work we got ahead of ourselves. All right, so we're gonna start digging in here. I got a trash can I found that was empty, and we'll start digging some of the junk out of here. Got a little pedal pad there for the throttle. Looks like somebody took the spoon pedal out and put like possibly the pedal out of the Y-block Ford that they stole out of it. So this is probably the pad for that throttle. So we'll keep that around just in case. Now, one neat thing is there's a whole box of these old, I think they're shoe boxes, like kids' shoe boxes. There's got to be like, I don't know, 200 of them. But they're kind of neat. They have really neat logos on them. They say Lucky Star, and they have kids with a neat old plane on there. These are kind of cool. Company is, maybe somebody knows it, it's from Lynn, Massachusetts, Hogue Sprague Corporation. Hopefully I'm saying that correctly. I don't know if we can get it to zoom there, but so these are pretty cool. I don't know when they're from, but they got to be from the 50s or 60s. I would guess 50s, but there's a whole crap ton of them in here. So I'm going to have to pull all these out of here. And I don't know what we're going to do with them, but there are a lot. And then there's a whole nother box to say Foxy Walkers. Got a whole box, new old stock, rare. But I'll grab one of these out and show you guys. See, Foxy Walker with a Foxy Walker. See, he's walking, got his shoes on. Haha. Anyways, these are kind of cool. I'm guessing they're kid shoes maybe, but you can see it's got the size on it, but they basically fold up like so. Maybe I'm wrecking the value here. Good thing I have about 200 of them or more. But here's our little box. It's all folded up. Pretty cool. So if anybody wants one of these, I will gladly drop 1 or 2 or 10 or 50 in the mail for you, because I definitely don't need this many, and I might just give them away at a swap meet or something. I don't know. Anyways, okay, gotta get rid of some of this headliner, like so. All right. So there's some kind of like, I don't think this is the original rubber mat here, but some kind of like paper. And of course it's wet and damp. So, you know, that's not good for sheet metal. Oh God. Trying to hit the trash can and not hit the camera. We did it. So, there is a floor. You can definitely see along the edges here, it's a little crunchy, as expected, but surprisingly, the floor isn't totally gone. It's a little bit of holes, but it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be there. So check this side. Probably the worst thing is they use this like paper backing or sound deadening or whatever it was they put down, and it's like a paper type substance, and it was definitely holding water. So I bet this thing was probably pretty damn solid before they put this horrendous house carpet and padding crap in, which was a common thing, but not good for the life of the car. Now, the driver's side's actually not too bad. It's got surface rust on it, but it doesn't look like it's like completely rotted out, which is good news. They're the original gas pedals here that we were talking about, not original, but the one that they put in when they hot rodded it. It's like a later gas pedal that they put on, and there's the little flip up pedal. This thing, I believe, should have had like a spoons type pedal in it originally. So here's a little turn signal that got pulled off when the steering wheel got pulled. That'll go here. That's what that little bracket that we were wondering about a few minutes ago, that's what holds this in place. So we will definitely put that back on. But overall, this front floor pan isn't horrible. Definitely not great, but it's actually fairly solid, and I think with a little bit of patching it could be, you could live with it, but it's definitely not like unsafe, I wouldn't say. So I'm gonna pull the last bit of this stuff off. Actually some, oh boy, I wonder if this is original wood that's here. I bet it is. That's all. That might be original. A little toe board. I don't know, not quite sure about that, but that will probably have to be replaced. I'm not gonna dig it out quite yet, but so front floors look usable, savable. So we'll move to the back and see what the back's like, and see if we find any surprises there. All right, so I'm gonna try not to block the camera. There's definitely some scary rust right here. Under and around the seat here. It's a little rough. I think this is the original mat behind the seat here. Oh boy. Not good. Yeah, you guys can see that. That's not good. Definitely rotten there. So that is not acceptable by any means. So when you can pick up handfuls of the floor pan in pieces like that, you're screwed. But it's actually right in here centralized, so I don't know if maybe the window was down for a little while or something, that it was actually leaking right into here. It's kind of odd how it's like rotted really bad right here. So I don't know if for some reason the window was open for a while and the water was leaking in, or I don't know, but definitely not good. So we'll have to address that for sure. I'm gonna go check out the other side. We'll move the camera out, see how bad the other rear floor pan is, and we'll roll the dice again. Okay, fold the seat up here. I feel the floor coming with the rubber mat. This is not good. Unless I can rip this around it, but I don't know if you guys can see. That's the floor coming with as I'm pulling on it. So we're gonna definitely have some rust repair ahead of us. Yeah, so you can see a little better here. Not good, not good. This is what was happening. Not good at all. These rear floor pans definitely took a beating. So we're gonna have to be replacing those. So expect a video on doing that in the future. Let's check the glove box while we're here and see what's in here. You can see this was a deluxe, a real deluxe, because it has the glove box in it, and the glove box with the clock. It's missing the little pieces of trim. I have a feeling they're probably nowhere to be found. Hacksaw blades. Everybody needs them in their glove box when you're driving around. Piece of the radio. I don't know if that's probably a different radio. There's the radio that was in it, obviously pulled out of something else. And this glove box has seen better days, not much left in it. Because, well, everything's falling out. Yep. Piece of glass. I wonder if that's actually for. Nope. Dang, I was hoping it was for that. So yeah, nothing exciting in the glove box, but at least we got it cleaned out there and found no surprises. All right. So now we're gonna see what's in the trunk here. We had to bungee the trunk down because the handles wasn't latching or staying latched. So we left it bungeed shut. So now that we got it home, we can take the bungee off. Like I mentioned, it's got a 58 plate with a 62 sticker on it. So last time this thing was on the road for sure it was 62 or possibly 61. That surprisingly works. This is pretty cool. It's got the original wheel in it. So this thing was definitely painted multiple colors. I saw some tan underneath of the black paint. I saw some green as well. I think the green might have been like the original color, but I'm not sure. But you could see this wheel was tan at some point, but also it was red in the center, which is really ugly. But it's got porta walls on it too, which is a common, custom upgrade. But kind of cool that it has the spare still in it, which is surprising that it didn't get stolen. And I think this is a piece of a radio or something. Not sure. I see a plug on the back. To me, it looks like it was part of like a receiver for a radio. Maybe you guys know better. It might be original, possibly. I don't know. Never saw a. But my guess would be it would be some kind of receiver for original radio in there. Got a jack handle stuff. Original jack or a old jack. I don't know if it's original, but old jack. Some plastic and crap. A pair of pliers that are frozen. They're going in the junk. I'm gonna get yelled at, but I don't feel like messing with them. Ooh, that looks like a piece of trim for the car, which is probably pretty important. It's probably missing somewhere and hard to find. So more of this paper junk they put in underneath of the floor mat. Now I expected the trunk floor to be rotten because the back panel was kind of rotten on the car, so I'm not don't have high expectations for the trunk floor, but we will dig and see. Man, this paper junk really held the water. Oh, hold on. There we go. Little gauge panel with a neat pattern on it. It was an old chrome gauge panel. That's pretty cool. We'll keep that around. Maybe we'll reuse it in the car, actually. Couple door handles. Piece of a. Oh, this is the old gauge face here. So it's got those accessory, like Stuart Warner style gauges. There's the original gauge faces. Some sort of a piece of the throttle from the flathead. Oh, all sorts of gauge pieces in here. Here's a little oil gauge section. Oh yeah. It's also missing the antenna out of the center. There it is. Piece of the antenna. There's a little bezel. And I think that's another piece for it, possibly. Yeah, I think these are all antenna pieces, so might see if I can piece together an antenna put back in that hole in the roof. Alright, I'm gonna get this junk out of here and we can check out what the floor looks like underneath. Oh, we can see the grass. All right, you can see, we can see the ground, not good. But actually the rest of the trunk floor is actually really damn solid if we're gonna look for the silver lining. And all this is the surface rust, but is actually pretty solid. So we could just make a little patch down there for this like drop down in the trunk, and it could actually be pretty decent. But that is the least of our worries right now. We need to get this thing so that it rolls and steers and is a little easier to move around. But now at least we know what we're working with here in the trunk and also the floors. All right, so we didn't find anything too crazy or exciting. No $100 bills, gold bars, super rare speed equipment, or anything like that in the car, unfortunately. Not that I was surprised. This thing kind of sat out in the open in around the salvage yard for years. So I'm sure over the years people have actually looked through this thing at some point, and if there was anything really exciting, it probably would have went missing. But what we did find out is that, you know, the rear floor section is definitely like shot on this thing and definitely needs to be repaired. I was taking a quick look around online, and I think you can actually get full floor pan, front to back floor pans for these 39 40 cars for pretty inexpensive. I think they were around like 400 bucks or something plus shipping. So it may make sense to actually just buy that full floor pan and cut the old one out and weld it in. I think that's something I could do basically in a weekend. Rather than me trying to make the panels and take like a week just to make them myself from scratch, just to prove something, I'd rather get this car together with the small investment that I paid for the car, have a little bit of room in the car money-wise to buy a set of floor pans for it, put them in, then I'll get the whole floor pan area nice and solid again, and then we can kind of work from there. Now the Y block is stuck in the car, and I need to figure that out. So I kind of have my feelers out right now to find a replacement Y block. I'm hoping to find something that's basically just like a runner. Say a guy had a pickup truck that was running and they pulled it out to put a small block in it, or an LS or something like that. You know, I'd love to find one like that I can just toss in. Even if it's a little tired, I don't care. I just want to get this thing going as quick as possible, because kind of what I have for a brainstorm is I'd love by the end of this summer to take this car, drive it to its kind of grave site, and it drives there under its own power, and we park it there, take some cool photos. That would be a great kind of finish to a really quick project. But I got to get a drivetrain, I got to fix those floors, I got to get the wheels all freed up. I know the front wheels were rolling. Now that we got the trans freed up, maybe the rear will spin. Of course, got to get some decent tires on this thing, and you know, do all that kind of brake and bearings and go through all that stuff. But if I can find an engine for inexpensive, I think I'll be ahead of the game, and the rest of the stuff's just the standard brakes and mechanical stuff. So I'm pretty hopeful. But I think for now I just want to make the car like a bomb around car, leave it with the tattered old paint, just replace the windows that have, you know, that are damaged or are separating, and just to kind of embrace the shittiness of it, if you will. That the word that some people hate is patina, but this thing's kind of almost past the point of cool patina. So but anyways, either way, it would be cool to make this thing running and driving in short order, considering it's been sitting in a junkyard, and up till less than a week ago this thing was kind of just a forgotten piece of scrap metal. So that's all I have for this one. I hope you guys appreciate the videos and you enjoyed watching me dig through another barn, field, garage find car. And hopefully this one we can chronicle in between all the other projects. Hopefully we can chronicle some of this as well. You guys seem to kind of enjoy, it seems to me, the different projects and different styles of early Ford hot rods and customs that we're doing, and I think this one would be will be a pretty fun, simple project. As always, we do videos on Tuesdays, Fridays, and Sundays. If you haven't, definitely hit that subscribe button. We appreciate it, and drop us a comment down below. What do you think that I should do with this car? Should I make it a full-blown redone show car, or should we leave it just like it is and just make it go fast, do burnouts, and be kind of like a cool just summer daily driver? Thanks, guys. Catch you later.